Today I'm going to be explaining the most efficient, as well as a few alternative ways to farm the most important secondaries for an Ironman, starting from Ranar herbs and up. The reason I'm starting from Ranars is because frankly, anything below it is a complete waste of time. Herblore will be one of the most crucial skills in your Ironman arsenal. You won't be able to do any kind of serious PVM without it. This is because the kinds of potions you can make can range from restoring prayer, stats, run energy, to healing you or boosting your skills, all of which are completely essential. If you end up finding this guide helpful, remember to subscribe. Let's start with Ranars. Ranars allow you to make prayer potions. This is useful literally anywhere you will be using prayer. The secondary ingredient to create prayer potions is Snape Grass. In the past, the most efficient method of farming these were to simply pick these up from the ground at Waterbirth Island. We're not doing that. These days, it's very simple to get Snape Grass. All you gotta do is plant them. Of course, the most efficient ways to get Snape Grass seeds are going to be from Slayer and farming contracts. Honestly though, I've never really focused on getting them exclusively. They've just passively built up in my bank. Make sure you have the magic secateurs in your inventory to increase your Snape Grass by over 10%. You can get these during the quest Fairy Tale 1 Growing Pains. Next up is Toad Flax for Ceridome and Bruise. The secondary ingredient for these are birds' nests. Ceridome and Bruise are a potion that restores your health, as well as overheals you if you drink them at your maximum HP. They also drain your combat stats. When it comes to birds' nests, there are two main ways to get these. The most efficient method is going to be birdhouse runs. These are a hunter method unlocked at level 50 hunter and are unlocked at Fossil Island. To access Fossil Island, you must have completed the Bon Voyage quest. Birdhouses are made using logs and a piece of clockwork with a hammer and chisel. To arm the birdhouse, you'll need to use hop seeds, herb seeds, flower seeds, bush seeds, or allotment seeds on the birdhouse. You'll be able to do birdhouse runs roughly every 50 minutes, and each run only takes around 1 minute. Or, if you need birdhouse nests immediately, you can always just kill giant mole for mole claws and skins. You can turn these into Wyson to get the nests. Of course, giant mole is an incredibly easy boss, and to fight the boss, you just need to bring a spade to dig underground and a light source of some type, or you're going to be constantly bitten by bugs. The mechanics of this boss are simple. Pray melee, and that's pretty much it. However, it's recommended to complete the hard Falador diary because when the mole reaches half health and lower, there's a chance it will dig away to another location. With the hard diary completed, you'll be given a shield that can be used to locate the mole. For irrits, you should be making super attack potions. The secondary ingredient for super attack potions are going to be Eye of Newts. For Eye of Newts, literally just buy them from any herb shop in bulk. That's it. With Avantos, you're going to be making super energies and eventually turning those into staminas. But for this video, we're going to be focusing on super energies. The secondary for these are Myre fungus, or Myre fungi. The fastest way of getting these up to a colossal 2.5 thousand fungus per hour is collecting them off logs in Mauritania. The requirements for this are access to fairy rings, as well as the completion of the Nature Spirit quest for the Silver Sickle. It's also recommended to complete the Mauritania Hard Diary so you can get double Myre fungus. For this method, use a fairy ring to travel to BKR. Run south to the tile shown in the video, cast Bloom, and collect the fungi on the logs. When your inventory is full of fungus, teleport to your house. Click your fairy ring, then call your butler through the house options menu and have him take the fungus to the bank for you. Recharge your prayer at your pool or altar when needed. If you don't have a fairy ring in your player-owned house, then just use the quickest bank and fairy ring available to you. Restore your prayer at the closest altar when needed. Of course, an alternative to this would be killing Calvarian or Bedian in the wilderness, because they can drop Myre fungus at either 120 at a time or at 450 at a time respectively. I prefer Calvarian because it's located relatively low in the wilderness, allowing me to instantly tell you out if another player hops in. Now we're on to Quarm and Cadentines. I'm grouping these two together because you should be getting their secondaries during your herb runs. Your Quarms should be going towards super strength potions, the secondary to make this potion being Limpwurt runes. Your Cadentines should be going toward super defense potions. The secondary for these are white berries. Of course, Limpwurt roots are another secondary that you can just plant and harvest, so I recommend planting these in your flower patches and white berries in your bush patches. The teleports to the closest bush patches are going to be using the Arduine Cloak, the Chronicle Book, as well as a Remington Teleport Tablet. For Snapdragons, you should be focusing on creating Super Restore potions. The secondary being red spider's eggs. For some reason, a ton of people actually have trouble getting red spider's eggs, but the most efficient method is actually incredibly simple that allows you to get over 1.1 thousand per hour at maximum efficiency. This method is just killing Spidines. Spidines, the requirements are the Tower of Life, but it's recommended that you complete the Arduine Med Diary for the noted drops. You're going to want to withdraw an equal amount of sardines and red spider's eggs, then teleport using a fairy ring to DJP. Run southwest, enter the Tower of Life, go south until you find the Symbol of Life altar. Activate the altar and kill the Spidines until you use up all of your sardines and eggs. Teleport to a bank and repeat. Incredibly simple. The best place to buy sardines is going to be Relica Market, banking them with Pier the Seer. This requires the Easy Fremenic Diary to be completed. A slightly slower alternative is the Runes of Unka, which is where you fight Temporos, where you'll profit roughly 3.5 eggs per sardine. Lantidimes. So Lantidimes actually have two potions that you should be making: Antifires and Magic Potions. Antifires use Dragon Scale Dust, and Magic Potions use Potato Cactus. I don't really prioritize one potion, because how it usually works is I'll run out of Potato Cactus for Magic Potions, then I'll use the rest of my Lantidimes for Antifires. So the most efficient methods for gathering these secondaries, it's going to be, unfortunately, Dragon Slayer 2 or 70 agility. Yes, everyone loves agility. So for this method, you're going to want to use a mythical cape to teleport to the Myths Guild, go down the statue, then run all the way south until you hit a wall, then continually pick up the scales that spawn in the southwest corner. Bank them using the best bank available to you. Restore your run HP after trips when needed, ideally with a pool in your house. Fortunately, if you don't have Dragon Slayer 2 done, you can just use the Taverley Dungeon to collect scales. It's, once again, highly recommended you have 70 plus agility for the shortcut if you want to collect a considerable amount of scales. This method is extremely similar. Just use a house tab to your house located in Taverley. Run to the dungeon and collect the scales in either room until your inventory is full. Bank and repeat. For the potato cactus, you're going to want to simply add them to your cactus patch and harvest them during your farm runs. Lastly, it's dwarf weed. You're going to want to use your dwarf weed to make ranging potions. Their secondary being Wines of Zamorak. Wines of Zamorak are probably by far the worst secondary to get. The most efficient method of getting Wines of Zamorak is going to be telegramming these at the end of the Deep Wilderness dungeon. Using this method, approximately 820 per hour can be obtained here, accounting for respawn times and the telekinetic grab animation. Respawn rates for these are based on world population, so the higher the world population, the faster the wines are going to spawn. If you've completed the hard wilderness diary, then you can telegrab the wines in noted form, which is highly recommended. Of course, lots of people are afraid of the wilderness, so you can also use the Chaos Temple, located in north of Falador, northwest of the Goblin Village. It can be approached from the south by following the wall separating Towerley from Falador, or from the north by crossing the Wilderness Ditch. The temple has 2 floors that you can telegrab the Wines of Zamorak from. Wearing the Zamorak monk robes to prevent being attacked is highly recommended. Hope you enjoyed the video! Overall, there's a few great methods for almost every secondary, so find what works best for you. If this guide helps you, remember to like and subscribe for more Ironman guides.